Have you ever trusted someone so completely, only to find out they were hiding a life from you? A life you were never part of, a secret marriage, with your best friend. I'm telling you this because it happened to me, and if you think you know betrayal, think again. My name isn't important anymore. The man I used to be vanished the day I found out the truth that I was married to Sarah for 7 years. 7 years of laughter, love, and promises. We had a life others envied, cozy apartment, our dog Max, Sunday morning pancakes. And then there was Ethan, my best friend since college. He was the brother I never had. We shared everything, secrets, late night drives, dreams, even heartbreaks. He was supposed to be the one I could trust blindly. Or so I thought. Our friendship with Sarah was perfect, almost cinematic. Every weekend Ethan came over. Every birthday he was there. He laughed at my jokes. He comforted me when things went wrong. Sarah, she smiled brighter whenever he was around. I didn't notice at first. I told myself I was imagining things. Ethan was my friend. Sarah was my wife. How could I possibly be jealous of my best friend? But the tension was growing, quietly. It started with little signs. Sarah started staying late at work. Phone calls with a quick, "Sorry, can't talk." Ethan would call at odd times. "Hey, thought I'd drop by." Always smiling, but sometimes his eyes lingered too long. I remember one Thursday evening I came home early from work. The house was too quiet. I walked into the living room and noticed a small envelope tucked on the coffee table. I almost didn't open it. Something told me I should. It was a wedding invitation. Sarah, Ethan, Hidden Chapel, date last month. I froze. I laughed at first. Impossible, prank, joke, mistake, maybe, but deep down, my stomach twisted. A betrayal this large, it couldn't exist. I started watching them, discreetly, quietly, their smiles, their laughs, the way Sarah touched Ethan's arm. Froze, laughed, prank, joke, mistake. Started watching them, discreetly, quietly, smiles, laughs, touch. The way he smiled back. I realized they weren't hiding anything from each other. They were hiding everything from me. I needed proof. I looked at phone records, emails, pictures. It was all there. Secret dinners, hidden hotel bookings, late night confessions. They had been planning this for almost a year. I had been living a lie. A lie in which my wife and my best friend built a hidden life. A marriage I didn't even know existed. I felt my world collapse. Every memory I cherished, tainted. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just sat there. Every "I love you" now sounded hollow. Every shared moment, tainted. I was a ghost in my own life. I thought about confronting them. I thought about running away. I thought about disappearing and letting the world continue without me. But I had to see them. I had to hear them. I had to face the truth. That night, I pretended everything was normal. Dinner, laughter, pretending I didn't know. Ethan sat on the couch. Sarah in the kitchen. I held up the wedding invitation. "I know," I whispered. Silence. Guilt. Or were they already prepared for this moment? Sarah didn't cry. Ethan didn't flinch. They only looked at me. Like I had finally woken up to a reality I refused to see. Part 2. "I know." The words barely left my lips. But the air in the room thickened like concrete. Ethan froze. Sarah stopped moving. It was as if I had just dropped a bomb. But they already knew it was coming. I watched them carefully. I wanted to read their expressions. Guilt, panic, shame. Nothing, just calm. Too calm. Sarah stepped closer, her voice low, almost rehearsed. "I never wanted you to find out this way. I didn't plan for it to happen." I stared, tried to process, but my brain refused. "You married him, behind my back. For months, a year, how?" She didn't answer immediately. She just looked at me. The woman I trusted, the woman I loved, looked like a stranger. Ethan finally spoke. "I'm sorry, man. I never meant for this to hurt you." I laughed bitterly. "Never meant to hurt me. You planned a life with her while I was, living in a bubble." Their calmness infuriated me. Their betrayal, deliberate, calculated, meticulous. "You didn't notice, did you?" Ethan said. "You were too busy trusting us, thinking everything was normal. But we were happy." I sank into the couch. Everything felt heavy, the apartment, our home. Suddenly alien. Memories of laughter, coffee mornings, movie nights. all tainted now. I felt rage, despair, and disbelief colliding in a storm. How could she do this? How could he betray me? The man I called my brother, my wife, the love of my life. Together, secretly, behind my back. For almost a year I demanded details. Sarah hesitated. Ethan and I, we didn't plan it in a day. It started months ago. Small moments, conversations, dinners, feelings we tried to ignore. Then, it became real. We couldn't stop ourselves. I listened, piece by piece, month by month. She listed the dates, the hidden trips, the dinners I thought were work events, the texts, the secret plans, even small gifts exchanged. 8 months, 12 months. Every month, a secret I didn't know, and I realized my entire life was built on a lie that I couldn't speak. My mind raced. I replayed every conversation with Sarah, every dinner with Ethan, every joke, every touch, every shared look, every memory, a knife twisting in my chest. I thought about confronting friends, family. How could I explain this? A wife, married to my best friend, behind my back. And worse, I loved her. Even now. I hated them, and yet part of me still loved her. I finally stood up, voice shaking. You built a life without me. How could you both? Sarah tried to reach for me. Ethan stepped back. Calm down, Ethan said, but I wasn't calm. I shouted every question I had, every accusation. They explained, they justified, they tried to show me love. But love, when it betrays, is poison. I left the room. I walked through the apartment, touching nothing, seeing everything differently. The couch where we watched movies, the kitchen where we shared meals, the bedroom, the life I thought we had. All of it gone. All of it destroyed. I thought about the years wasted, the trust shattered, the friendship ruined, and I realized, no matter what they said, no matter how much they claimed love, some things can't be fixed. I stepped outside. The night was silent, and I knew my life would never be the same. I had lost not just a wife, but a best friend. My family, my home, my sense of reality. I had been betrayed by the two people I trusted most, and the story was far from over. Part 3. I didn't sleep that night. Not a single hour. The city lights outside my window mocked me with their quiet indifference. I had lost everything. Not just my wife, not just my best friend, but the life I had spent years building. And for the first time, I realized how fragile trust really is. The next morning, the apartment felt alien. Coffee tasted bitter. The dog, Max, looked at me confused. Everything smelled the same, yet nothing felt like home. I opened my phone. Texts, emails, notifications, all meaningless. I had no one to call. And no one to lean on. Except the void of silence that screamed louder than any betrayal. Friends began noticing. They asked if everything was okay. How do you explain that your wife secretly married your best friend? I tried. I failed. Some friends left, afraid of taking sides. Some stayed, unsure what to believe. But their whispers, they reached me. Every glance, every casual smile felt like judgment. I realized betrayal doesn't just hurt the heart. It isolates you from the world you knew. Weeks passed. I stopped watching Sarah and Ethan. I stopped hoping for apologies. Instead, I focused on surviving myself. I started running. Late nights, long streets, pounding heartbeats. Each step a reminder that I was alive. Even if the life I knew was dead. I called my therapist. I journaled. I screamed into empty rooms. Pain is the only teacher that never lies. It showed me truth. It showed me strength. It showed me how fragile love really is. And how deceptive human hearts can be. I thought back to all the little things. The secret dinners, the late night calls. Every small lie that now felt monumental. The way Sarah's eyes lingered on Ethan. The way he always coincidentally appeared at the wrong time. I saw it all now, and every memory cut deeper. But I also realized I had been blind. I had trusted too easily. I had ignored my instincts. And yet, the betrayal itself wasn't my fault. Months later, I saw Sarah. She tried to speak. I didn't. Ethan waved from across the street. I didn't wave back. Seeing them happy together was a dagger wrapped in silk. But I realized I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure. What I needed was to reclaim myself. 5500 to 6500 psychological rebuilding. I started to rebuild my life slowly. Friends who stayed became family. New routines became my pillars that I took care of. Max, I started journaling every feeling that I ran further, longer, faster, until my mind cleared, and the venom of betrayal started to fade. That I discovered. Betrayal changes you. It doesn't break you if you allow yourself to learn from it. And then, the twist. One day, months later, I found a message Sarah had forgotten to delete. That it wasn't for me, that it was from another man, someone I had never met, planning a new secret. And I realized something terrifying. Some people never stop betraying. Some hearts are incapable of loyalty, and some betrayals are never truly over. I walked away. That I didn't look back, because the only life I can control is the one I'm building for myself. And if you've ever been betrayed, remember this. Realized terrifying. Some people never stop betraying, incapable of loyalty. Betrayals never truly over. I walked away, didn't look back. Life control, building for myself, been betrayed. By month 9, it was no longer casual. Their emotional connection deepened. Inside jokes became shared dreams, gifts, handwritten notes, secret plans for their life together. I still lived in ignorance. Every morning I kissed Sarah goodbye, unaware that she had given her heart to someone else, while pretending to love me. And Ethan, my best friend, was carefully ensuring I never suspected a thing. The final 3 months, the lies became harder to hide. Late night phone calls, sudden business trips, secret meetings that lasted hours. I noticed the tension, the whispers, the looks they exchanged when I entered the room. But every time I tried to confront them, Sarah would reassure me, Ethan would lightly joke. And I wanted to believe them, even as my gut screamed the truth. And then came the invitation, the hidden wedding, the secret ceremony, the proof of every lie, every hidden plan, every stolen moment. Months of betrayal, culminating in a single act. A legal, permanent, emotional knife in my back. I realized all the subtle signs, all the unanswered questions, all the little things had led here. I had been blind, and the people I trusted most had perfected the art of betrayal. I replayed the entire year in my mind. Every laugh, every shared coffee, every joke at dinner, all fake, all manipulated, all a rehearsal for the day I would finally see the truth. And yet, in that year-long betrayal, I also learned something. Humans are capable of deception beyond imagination. Trust is fragile, and love can be twisted into the cruelest form of betrayal. That is the story, the year of secrets that led to the most painful truth of my life. And it didn't end there, because betrayal has a way of echoing, lingering, twisting reality in ways you never expect. The final chapters, the ultimate fallout, the revenge, the reckoning, the final truth, are coming next. The world may break your trust. It may shatter your heart. It may steal everything you love. But it can't take your will to rise again. Before I tell you the full story, you need to understand the scope. It wasn't a moment of weakness. It wasn't a single night of impulse. It was a year-long secret, a carefully constructed betrayal, and I was the last person to know. It started innocently, or at least I thought so. Sarah began staying late at work. I trusted her. I never asked questions. Ethan would drop by unexpectedly, always smiling, always casual. The first time I saw them laughing together in a way that made me uneasy, I chalked it up to imagination. I told myself, they're just friends. But my instincts whispered otherwise. 3 months into this, I discovered their first secret meeting. I came home early from work. The apartment was empty. On the kitchen table, a napkin with a coffee stain. A receipt from a restaurant. Neither had mentioned. I didn't confront them. I didn't check further. I felt a pang of suspicion, but I buried it. Little did I know that lunch was their first private moment alone in months. A moment where a line was crossed. Weeks passed. Their texts increased. Short, casual, innocent. Lunch, first private moment, months. Line was crossed. Weeks passed. Texts increased. Short, casual, innocent. but filled with inside jokes, hidden affection, and plans I was never included in. They had a secret chat app one I accidentally glimpsed. Messages like, "Can't wait to see you tonight. Last night was perfect. I feel alive with you." I didn't read everything, but the parts one saw cut me deeper than I imagined. By month 6, I noticed patterns. They worked late, or went on trips together that I assumed it was harmless, or business. One weekend I found hotel receipts in a folder Sarah forgot at home. They were staying together, planning dinner. After uncovering the full betrayal, I realized life as I knew it no longer existed. Every trust one had shattered, every friendship tainted, every memory hollowed, and yet a dark part of me wanted something more than revenge. I wanted closure. I wanted understanding. I wanted justice, in a world where none seemed to exist. The weeks that followed were brutal. Sarah tried to contact me, Ethan sent messages, but I didn't answer. I saw their social media updates, smiles, dinners, trips. Their life, perfectly curated, perfectly fake. Without me, friends and family noticed the change in me. They asked, they sympathized, they stayed. But nothing could prepare me for the emptiness inside. Every time I thought of confronting them again, I realized confrontation could never erase the pain. It could only magnify it. One day, I decided to face the situation in my own way. I went through every detail of their betrayal. Text messages, emails, photos, receipts. Every hidden moment meticulously documented. I made a plan. Not to hurt them physically. Not to humiliate them publicly. But to reclaim control of my own life. I would take back what mattered most, my peace. And I would ensure that I never felt powerless again. I moved out of the apartment. I took Max with me. I changed my routines, my environment, my social circle. I began exercising, journaling, and meditating. I rebuilt my mind. I confronted my anger and sadness directly. I allowed myself to feel every ounce of pain, without letting it define me. This was the beginning of my recovery, the beginning of reclaiming my identity. After months of distance, I arranged to meet Sarah and Ethan once more. Not for anger, not for revenge, but for clarity. I laid everything out. The year-long timeline, every secret dinner, every stolen message, every lie, their expressions, shame, guilt, nervous smiles. I saw the truth in their eyes, but I also saw something else. They expected me to crumble. Verdad ojos expectativas. They expected me to beg, to fight, to plead. I didn't. I walked away that day. Not angry, not crying, but calm. I had done something they never expected. I survived. I rose above their betrayal. I reclaimed my life without them. Revenge wasn't in shouting, in ruining them. It was in taking back my power. In refusing to be a victim. And in refusing to let their betrayal define me. Betrayal teaches something no school ever can. The people you trust the most can hurt you the deepest. Love can be cruel. Friendship can be a trap. But survival, that is power. Betrayal, trust, hurt, deep. Love, cruel, friendship, trap, survival, power. And when betrayal hits, the choice isn't revenge or despair. It's whether you will rise, or let the darkness consume you. I left their life completely. No contact. No apologies. No more waiting for them to explain themselves. And slowly, the anger faded, the pain dulled, the betrayal no longer ruled my thoughts. But one thing remained, the knowledge that people are capable of unimaginable deception. And that life is far more fragile than I ever imagined. Just when I thought the betrayal was over, I realized the story wasn't finished, because betrayal has a way of echoing. A way of reaching beyond your control. A way of haunting you when you least expect it. And this time, it was far worse than anything I could have imagined. Months after cutting them off, I received a package. No return address. No note. Inside, a folder, photos, texts, messages, between Sarah and someone new. Someone I had never met. They were planning another secret. Another betrayal. It hit me like ice water. The pattern, the cycle. It was endless, and I realized the betrayal I thought had ended was only the beginning. I sat in my apartment, staring at the folder. Every memory with Sarah, every moment with Ethan, was now twisted into a story of manipulation. I understood then the truth about people. Sometimes love isn't loyalty, sometimes friendship isn't trust, sometimes betrayal is a game, and I had been an unwilling player. I considered contacting them. To demand answers. To seek revenge. But then, I paused. I realized something crucial. Their actions no longer controlled me. Their lies no longer ruled my emotions. I didn't need answers. I didn't need revenge. I needed freedom. I began to write every thought, every feeling, every betrayal. I poured it out like blood on paper. I realized that pain isn't always about justice. It's about survival. It's about taking back what they stole. Your trust, your peace, your identity, and in doing so, you rise, you become unbreakable. But here's the kicker. As I locked the folder away, I noticed a small USB drive at the bottom. Curious? I plugged it in. Files, videos, messages, evidence of more betrayals. Not just by Sarah and Ethan, but by people I never expected. The screen went black. And then, a single message appeared. You thought it was over. It's never over. Endless cycle, betrayal, realization. Freedom, writing, emotions. USB drive, evidence, never over. But here's the kicker. As I locked the folder away, I noticed a small USB drive at the bottom. Curious? I plugged it in. Files, videos, messages, evidence of more betrayals. Not just by Sarah and Ethan, but by people I never expected. The screen went black. And then, a single message appeared. You thought it was over. It's never over. I shut the laptop, heart racing, and I understood one thing. Betrayal doesn't end with confrontation. It doesn't end with revenge. It doesn't even end with distance. It lingers. It shadows your every decision. It whispers that trust is a fragile illusion. But there's hope. You survive. You adapt. You rise, and no betrayal, no matter how deep, can take that from you. So if you've ever been betrayed by the people you trusted most, remember this. You are stronger than their lies. You are stronger than their games. And you can choose how your story ends. Because in the darkest moments, you find your true power. And that was the story of betrayal so deep, it shook everything I thought I knew about trust and love. But this is just one dark confession. There are countless more stories hidden in the shadows, real Reddit stories of secrets, lies, and heartbreak, waiting to be revealed. What happens next could be even more shocking. Stories that will make you question everyone around you, and wonder what darkness hides behind familiar faces. If you want to hear the next chilling confession, the next real story that will grip your mind and haunt your thoughts, subscribe now, turn on notifications, and join me, because the darkness is endless, and it's waiting for you.